Most people think that being unnoticed means that they're behind. But the truth is, it's not that they're behind. It actually means that they're early, and acceptance from others just haven't caught up yet. If you've been feeling ignored, overlooked, or like no one sees your effort, this might be the reason why. First and foremost, it takes a lot for certain people to acknowledge the next person's progression, especially if they aren't where they want to be in life. And this was one of the toughest pills for me to swallow because sometimes it may be friends or family, people that you genuinely love, and they may not shed that form of light on your effort or the direction that you're headed in because they feel very low about themselves. Is this always the case? Not at all. But a lot of times, people will not acknowledge how far you've came just because they look back on their journey in their life and they realize that they haven't done as much. And this can be devastating for some. But the real strength comes from not judging those people who cannot see the light, but just understanding that they may not even have the vision to see what direction you're headed in. And the best analogy that I can use for this example, just compare it to faith. A lot of people simply don't believe in God because they haven't physically seen him. They believe that there's no evidence or no proof of his true existence. So it's hard for a lot of people to have faith in something or to believe in something that their mind can't even fully comprehend. So to tie this back into you and your potential, if somebody was raised in a family where they barely seen people go out and be great, they had little to no motivation, or if they feel deeply insecure about their potential and where they may end up, you gotta ask yourself, how is it even going to be possible for them to look at you, somebody who's working towards something, and acknowledge how far you've came and what direction you're headed in if they do not have the vision to see that for themselves? And once I realized this, my entire life changed because I stopped getting mad at those that didn't acknowledge my potential. I realized that I may have gone unnoticed because I just may have been in the wrong crowds or I may have been around the wrong types of people. This is why it's essential to find people that are aligned with you, that have similar visions, because you guys will notice how easy it is to spot one's potential. But the real issue isn't that you're failing, it's that you're building before the results are obvious. And a lot of people simply need proof before they vouch for something that they've never experienced before, and you can't blame them. This is why I'm a firm believer in working first and letting your work speak for itself, not necessarily getting everybody involved in what it is that you're building, because not only does outside noise get in the way, it can hinder your overall growth, because now you may fall into traps where you're doing more talking than working. You've been speaking on what it is that you want to do for so long, and it's taking away from the actual progression that you need to be making at that very moment. And I personally learned this when I was putting in work each and every day, but I still felt invisible. I still felt like my work wasn't getting rewarded how I thought it would be. I still felt like the reward for the work that I was putting in wasn't equally balanced. This is why it's so important to have that vision and to have that drive, because once you have those things, you'll form passion, and it'll make it easier for you to keep doing these things even without acknowledgement. I'm telling you guys right now, I've been doing YouTube now probably almost 2 years. I'm still not monetized, I'm still not making money from it. And there's been times where I've slowed down and I've stopped. For y'all who've been watching my channel from the jump, y'all have seen the transition in my videos and how they were super consistent, but I never go more than a week without posting, usually. And the reason behind this is simply because I allow the outside noise to get to me sometimes. I question, am I failing? Am I doing all this for nothing? Because it's a human trait when you've been working hard for something and you just haven't been rewarded yet. And this happens to all of us at some point. The reason behind that is because we all have a breaking point. We all have a point where we may reach. If we aren't being acknowledged or rewarded for the hard work that we're putting in, we're gonna start to question things. It's 100% natural. The best thing that you can do in that position is get back to your core and the reason behind why you started. Regroup and reground yourself, and that'll allow you to keep pushing forward. But don't allow this lack of attention, this lack of applause to get to you, because there's a time and a place for everything. I promise you that. The most important thing that you can do is just not slow down. If you can find a way to keep your foot on the gas, even in moments where you may feel like you're running out of fuel, where you may feel like nobody cares, you may be losing people. If you can find a way to keep going through those moments, that form of perseverance, it changes the dynamic of everything that you're building. Because now you know when you're going through your absolute worst days that you are not gonna stop. Going through rain, fire, you know that you have a mission to complete and nothing is going to deviate you from your plan. The mind is so powerful if you treat it as such, because we can literally go through things and just simply based on our perception and what we're choosing to specifically pinpoint out and focus on, it can determine how things turn out for us in a sense, or at least how we react to how things turn out. And that reaction alone is going to have such a huge impact on your overall state of mind. But I'm here to let you know right now that you're only invisible because you're early. Everybody will catch up. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm the type of person where when I finally make it and I realize those that didn't support me when I was at the bottom are supporting me now, it makes me feel some type of way because I view it as fake. And honestly, I just don't like having fake people around me, but I hope that y'all will be better than me and to forgive those that may not see the light in the beginning. This doesn't mean that you have to hang around them and be around those type of people, but it does mean that you cannot hold no grudges, because all that does is hold you back. Forgive anybody who may not see the vision. I seen this video about IShowSpeed. A lot of y'all may know him. He's a popular streamer, I believe. And I seen this video where I guess his mom had told him, you know, you have to stop streaming or you got to move out. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but you guys know where he's at now. Just think if he was to actually be like, man, you know, she's right. I'm over here yelling and doing all this stuff. I need to stop and focus and get an actual job to make money. Just think about how different things would be in his life. This is why you cannot sit and listen to everybody. This is why you need to make sure that certain people's opinions on your life have little to no impact, because you have a mind of your own and use it. If you have a gut feeling, if you have a dream, you have to chase it. Do not let the next person's fears or doubts be poured upon you and now you stop doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I always take a look at that person's life that's giving me opinions or giving me feedback. If this person failed or if they're not where they want to be, I listen and I take in what they're saying, but I can only take it so far. Because if I want to win, I need to be surrounded by winners. I need to take in information from those who have won in the past. Why would I listen to somebody who failed? Somebody who isn't where they're supposed to be at in life and they're still in the same position that they were 20, 15 years ago. It just doesn't make sense. But this is the key takeaway. Some people learn from their mistakes and they just realize that it may simply be too late for them. That doesn't make them a loser. It just makes them somebody who learned a little bit too late and simply ran out of time. So always be open ears to any form of wisdom, because it can completely change your life if you allow it to. Gather all the information, all the insight on what's going on in your life and use it as motivation, because I promise you, this is not the end for you. And if you stop, then you simply allow the enemy to win and take away from your plan, especially just take away from your future. But if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.